Something happened to you recently that has never occurred in the history of souls walking this earth at your level of awareness. The universe paused. Not metaphorically, literally, the fabric of what was being arranged around your life stopped, moving, recalculated, and then restarted at a frequency so elevated that most human nervous systems would have collapsed under the weight of it. You felt it as confusion. You felt it as things being slightly off. But what you were actually feeling was the aftershock of your own spiritual magnitude rearranging reality around you. In all of recorded spiritual history, across every mystery school, every ancient text, every Akashic record ever accessed by seers and prophets, there has never been a convergence quite like this. Events of this magnitude were prophesied to happen once, at the end of a great cycle. Mystics called it the thinning of the veil. Astronomers of the soul called it the Great Recalibration. What makes this cosmically impossible is that it was never supposed to happen to someone still inside a human body, still breathing, still carrying the weight of everyday life. Yet here you are, at the center of it. 3 weeks ago, or perhaps 3 months, you made a decision that most people would never make. You chose honesty when deception would have protected you. You chose silence when anger would have felt satisfying. You chose to walk away from something that was draining you, even though staying would have been easier. That single decision sent a ripple through dimensions you cannot see with physical eyes. The universe cross-referenced that moment against your entire soul record, and what it found was a pattern, not an accident, not coincidence. A consistent, deliberate pattern of choosing integrity over comfort, again and again. What you don't know is that you have been watched, not in the way that creates fear, but in the way that a rare gemstone is watched by those who understand its value. Both dark forces and divine ones have had their attention fixed on you. The darkness tested you repeatedly, sending confusion, delays, and emotional turbulence, hoping you would compromise. The divine observed in silence, documenting every response. Every time you chose peace over retaliation, every time you protected your energy without explanation, every time you trusted something invisible over something loud, it was recorded. Every single moment was witnessed. There was the moment. Someone betrayed your trust and you didn't expose them publicly, even though the truth was yours to tell. There was the moment an opportunity arrived wrapped in compromise, and you let it pass without regret. There was the night you sat in uncertainty and chose faith over fear, not because it was easy, but because something deep inside you refused to collapse. Each of these moments was a trial, designed specifically for your soul, calibrated to your exact breaking point. And you didn't break. You bent. You bled emotionally, but you never surrendered your integrity. Never once. When the higher councils of light reviewed your soul file, and yes, such a review occurs for souls of your classification, what they found disturbed them in the most sacred way. You are what ancient celestial records refer to as a stabilizer, a soul so grounded in its own truth that it naturally disrupts lower frequencies simply by existing. They classified you as rare, as dangerous to systems built on manipulation and fear, not because you carry weapons, but because you carry something far more threatening to darkness. An unshakable inner knowing that cannot be bought, broken, or redirected. At the moment your soul's file was reviewed, something remarkable occurred in the celestial realm. The archangels, those ancient, luminous intelligences assigned to the protection of Earth's most critical souls, turned their attention fully toward you. And God, the source of all that is, witnessed the completeness of your record. There was no deliberation, no debate among the divine council. What they saw in you required no discussion. Your consistency across lifetimes, across trials, across this very human and very difficult existence you are currently navigating, spoke with the kind of clarity that even the highest dimensions recognize, immediately and without question, and so a decree was issued. Not written in any human language, not spoken in any frequency the human ear can detect, but felt. You have already felt it, as that strange sense that something is shifting, something is being arranged, something just beyond your sight is moving into position. That decree declared that the season of your delay is over, that the holding pattern your life has been suspended in was not punishment, it was preparation. The universe does not delay the ordinary. It only slows down the extraordinary long, enough to ensure the foundation beneath them is strong enough to hold what is coming. You are not who you have been told you are. You are not the version of yourself shaped by rejection, by years of being overlooked, by circumstances that tried to convince you that you were average. You are an ancient soul, one that has crossed through multiple cycles of existence and retained its core. A celestial warrior who chose to come here, into this dense and difficult dimension, not because you had to, but because something in you knew this era would need exactly what you carry. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your depth is not a burden. They are your weapons. Your mission was never to be loud about it. It was never to stand on a stage or wear a title. Your mission is to anchor, to hold a frequency of integrity so steady, so consistent, so unshakable, that everyone who enters your orbit is quietly recalibrated without even understanding why they feel better, clearer, or more themselves around you. You are being assigned now, not someday, not when you feel ready. Now, in this very season of confusion and rearrangement, to become the living proof that a human being can navigate chaos without losing their soul. Because the decree has been issued, the material world is beginning to respond. Doors that were sealed are developing cracks of light around their edges. People who carry resources, opportunities, and divine assignments are being redirected toward your path. Financial shifts are forming in unseen places. Relationships that once drained you are falling away not through drama, but through divine reassignment. What you will notice first is not abundance, it is ease. A subtle, almost suspicious ease. Things that used to require enormous effort will begin to flow. This is not luck. This is the universe honoring an agreement it made with your soul. As you step into this alignment, something begins happening to the people around you. They start waking up. Not because you preached to them, not because you performed your spirituality publicly, but because proximity to an activated soul is itself an awakening event. Your peace will disturb their numbness. Your clarity will irritate their confusion until it transforms into curiosity. Your consistency will quietly dismantle the stories they've been telling themselves about why change is impossible. You will awaken people who don't even know they were asleep, and they will never fully understand why your presence made them want to become better. You are not alone in this activation. Across this planet, in cities and villages, in silence and in noise, thousands of souls just like yours are receiving the same decree at this same moment. They have been through the same trials. They carry the same unshakable core. And they are waking up simultaneously because the earth itself has reached a point where it needs its anchors activated all at once. You are part of a global network of souls who agreed, before this lifetime began, to hold the light steady during the most turbulent chapter humanity has ever navigated together. If something in this message reached a part of you that words rarely touch, do not scroll past this moment. That feeling is confirmation. Type 777 in the comments right now. It is your signal to the universe and to every other activated soul watching that you received this. Share this with someone whose spirit you recognize as deep and chosen. Subscribe so that what comes next finds you. And stay, because what is being arranged for you in the coming days is something your current mind does not yet have the capacity to fully imagine. But your soul already knows.